news. Unfortunately, we're going to talk about fake news, right? They're out there. Every single day we come across something that's fake, right? Something that went viral but wasn't exactly like that. We are always canceling people for no reason. It happens all the time and it happens everywhere. Honestly, I talk about fake news with everyone I know, my friends, my husband, my family, my students. So we are going to see today a lot of vocabulary related to that. And I invite you to express your thoughts and your opinions out loud. Let's see what words you choose. Let's see what words you don't have. And it's only when you try out loud that you can actually know what you don't have. And that's why we're here. Okay, let's go. I'm going to share screen now. And you don't want to watch this lesson in silence. All right. Vocabulary and expressions related to fake news. Look, the first one here, fake news. It's everywhere. Unfortunately, fake news is absolutely everywhere. Okay. My family shares a lot of fake news. A lot of fake news. My family shares a lot of fake news in our WhatsApp groups. Our family shares a lot of fake news in our WhatsApp groups. Do you talk about fake news and misinformation? Misinformation is one of the biggest struggles in modern age. Misinformation is putting elections at risk in the modern age, sorry, at risk. So misinformation is putting elections at risk. Misinformation, people are constantly being misinformed about politics, right? No matter your side, far right, far left, somewhere in the middle, I don't care. We are constantly being misinformed about politics because the news are always very biased. That's not a word that I think I selected. I think I forgot about this. The news, sorry, is. The news is always very biased. The news. Se você quiser botar no plural, como news, nesse caso é incontável, apesar do S, você tem que falar the pieces of news, no plural, tá? The pieces of news are always very biased. As notícias em si, okay? And hoax, have you ever heard this word? It's something that's fake, it's just a story. It's not true. Hoax. A plan to deceive someone, to trick, you know? The bomb threat turned out to be a hoax. To be a hoax, it was a lie.
Hoax.
So it doesn't have to be a joke. It's to trick someone, right? The bomb threat turned out to be a hoax or just a conspiracy theory, right? So flat Earth is a conspiracy theory that affects people from all over the world. You have people all over the world who actually believe that the earth is flat. And my friends' uncles, uncle and aunt, they believe that the earth is flat. So these people are real. Leave a comment below. Do you think the earth is flat? I don't know if I should have asked this question. I don't know if I want to know. Now, verifiable. Please only share pieces of news that are verifiable. Verifiable. Only share. Please only share pieces of news that are verifiable. Tem que ser algo verificável, you know? Do you verify before you send, before you forward a message? Forward with R, forward. Do you verify before you forward a message, right? Bias. Yes, I did right. Bias or biased. We talked about this, right? The news are biased, tendenciosos. So this newspaper is very biased. Now, this ending here can be very tricky for pronunciation, right? We read this SM. We don't say zum, zum. We say zum, zum.
Sensationalism. Sensationalism.
Sensationalism.
Sensationalism.
Okay? Sensationalism. So, sensationalism, sensationalism is everywhere in the news. Sensationalism is everywhere in the news. Oops. Sensationalism. Or this, they are sensationalists. Sensationalistas. They are sensationalists. Okay? Or I don't like newspapers that are very sensationalist. Okay? Let me see if sensationalist can also be a noun, because if it is also a noun, which I think is the case, we can put in the plural. Let me see. So it's an adjective, sensationalist. Let me check. Can it be used as a noun in English? Let me see. No, sensationalist is not typically used as a noun. Okay, it's not typically used as a noun. It's an adjective and not a noun. It's less common, informal. All right. He's just a sensationalist trying to sell newspapers, but that's exactly what I mean. He's a sensationalist, so you can totally use that. Even though it is negative, that's what I want, right? Good. That's why ChatGPT is always nice, because you can give a context. So he's just a sensationalist trying to sell newspapers. We have a lot of that, right? Credible. Your story has to be credible. Crível. I love this word. Credible. Your story has to be credible. Their stories are never credible. What's your source? What's your source? Right? Who told you that? What's your source? Right? They are not a reliable source of information. She's not a reliable source of information. Fact check everything. Guys, we gotta fact check everything before sharing with anyone. Nowadays, you got to fact check everything. Even when we do, sometimes we don't, and we end up, you know, on a clickbait. Like my husband fact checks everything, and the other day he made a comment like, "Oh, did you see that this happened with nurses in Japan?" I don't remember exactly what was the news. And then I said, "Oh no," but I work a lot with nurses, right? So he showed me, and then when he started reading, he saw that it was just a clickbait. you know, there you go. The news are true, but when you do the math, the point that they're making, like it wasn't credible. It didn't make sense, right? It was very biased. Look at the language. Propaganda. A gente tem a palavra propaganda em português, só que é comercial. In English, we call those ads. Ads. Advertisement. Skipping ads. Skipping ads. Propaganda is the political propaganda. Okay? So this channel is full of political propaganda. Or this is pure propaganda. Nothing else. This is pure propaganda. All right? Agenda is pauta. So newspapers, they have agendas that can be very biased, okay? Their agenda is totally biased, for example. We also have agendas in our meetings, all right? So can you share this meeting's agenda with me? Can you share this meeting's agenda with me? It's a clickbait. I told you, just used it, right? So it was just a clickbait. Bait é isca. So clickbait with K is what é a isca que te faz cair, né? Morder o anzol. It was just a clickbait, right? So be careful with clickbaits. Social media is full of clickbaits. Yep. Content can go viral. It went viral. This video went viral. Or if you make a video like this, it's gonna go viral. Good. And rumor has it that they broke up. Rumor has it, dizem por aí. This is the name of a nice movie that was translated like dizem por aí with Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston. I never know how to pronounce her name. So this is a movie. Rumor has it. Rumor has it, and dizem por aí. Rumor has it that they broke up. Rumor, or it was just a rumor. It was just a rumor. Or there is always a rumor going on about their life, right? Rumor. A distortion. So he distorted everything I said. He distorted, right? It was a big distortion, okay? This is a big distortion of what I said. So the verb he distorted, or he distorts what everybody says. And here, echo chamber. Echo chamber. Let's take a look at this pronunciation. Oh,
Echo chamber. Echo chamber.
what's echo? Echo é a repetição de algo, né? Igual. É o echo. So echo chamber is when you only listen to people who have the same opinion as you. So for example, social media can be a huge echo chamber. Social media can be a huge echo chamber. Good? Echo chamber. Have you ever heard this expression? If you only follow people you agree with, social media becomes an echo chamber. Becomes. Okay? Skepticism é o ceticismo. My skepticism saves me sometimes. Like, is it really credible? Come on. She's very skeptical. She's very skeptical about everything she sees online. I'm very skeptical about everything I see online. To be skeptical about something. All right? And transparency. Transparency is a must in any relationship. Transparency. Some expressions you might want to use. Take something with a grain of salt. Do you understand this expression? I take everything he says with a grain of salt because he usually exaggerates. I take everything he says with a grain of salt. That's a good expression. Take something with a grain of salt, right? You don't fully believe. You don't take something completely seriously. You are a little bit skeptical about it. So you take it with a grain of salt. To fact check a claim. So he said that he was, I don't know, the biggest entrepreneur of 2024. Let's fact check. Was he? Let's do some research. So that was his claim. Let's fact check. That's the verb, okay? To trace the source. Who said that? Who told you that? I got to trace the source of this information. Who is spreading this misinformation, right? To separate fact from fiction. We got to separate fact from fiction. To expose a hoax. So the New York Times exposed the biggest hoax in the finance sector, whatever, to expose a hoax. So these expressions here are really good when we're talking about fake news, okay? Practice them as much as possible, all right? What about some phrasal verbs? My students always ask me about phrasal verbs. To call out false information, right? To call out. To dig into. We got to dig into the evidence. Let's dig into this report and see if it's true. Let's dig into this article and see if it's true. You can call out the newspaper for misinformation. Okay? To talk to the person and say, listen, what you did was wrong. To look into, let's look into the source of this. Let's do some research. The police is looking into it. To spread out rumors. She's only spreading out rumors about the company. So these are 4 very interesting phrasal verbs that we can use to talk about gossip, to talk about lying, to talk about fake news. All right? and I will see you in class. I hope you practice a lot your speaking with me, and I'm going to see you in class.